Just as the nephron is the functional unit of the kidney, so is the neuron or the nerve cell the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Neuron is similar to cells of other parts of the body by the possession of organelles situated in the neuroplasm. But on the other hand, it varies from the cells of other parts of the body in the following ways. Firstly, it has nerve processes, which is also known as nerve fibers, called the axons and dendrites. Secondly, it lacks centrosome, and due to the fact that it lacks centrosome, nerve cells do not divide. Let's have a look at the classification of the nerve cells. The nerve cells or neurons are classified into three types. We have the classification according to the number of poles they possess, classification according to the function they perform, and then the classification according to the length of the axons. Let's take them one after the other. The classification according to the number of poles they possess, the neurons is further classified into three types. We have the unipolar neuron, the bipolar neuron, and the multipolar neuron. The unipolar neuron, the neuron possesses only one pole, and it is from this pole that the axon and dendrites of the neuron comes from. This type of neuron is seen in the embryonic stage of human beings. For the bipolar neuron possesses two poles. One of the poles is for the axons of the neuron, and the other pole is for the dendrites of the neuron. And for the multipolar neuron has so many poles. One of the poles is for the axons of the neuron, and the remaining poles is for the dendrites of the neuron. Now let's look at the classification of neuron according to the function they perform. In the classification of neuron according to the function they perform, neuron is being classified into two main classes. We have the sensory neuron or the afferent neuron, and the motor neuron or the efferent neuron. Also, we have the association neuron or relay neuron. The association neuron is responsible for conveying of impulse between the sensory and motor neuron. As for the efferent or motor neuron, the function of the efferent neuron is that it carries motor impulse from the central nervous system to the target organ, that is, the muscles, glands, or blood vessels. This efferent neuron possesses long axons and short dendrites. The sensory or afferent neuron is just responsible for transmission of impulse from the sensory organs to the central nervous system. The axons of the sensory neurons are short, whereas the dendrites of the sensory neurons are long. Now let's look at the classification of neuron according to the length of the axons. Under the classification of neuron according to the length of the axons, we have the Golgi type 1 neuron and the Golgi type 2 neuron. The Golgi type 1 neuron possesses long axons. The cell bodies of the Golgi type 1 neuron is located in different parts of the central nervous system, whereas the axon is situated in the peripheral organ. Then for the Golgi type 2 neuron, the Golgi type 2 neuron has short axons and long dendrites. This type of neuron is seen in the cerebral cortex and as well as the spinal cord. Alright guys, that is it for the different types of neuron. In the next video, we'll be looking at the structures of the neuron. Just like we said in the beginning of the video, that neuron possesses organelles just like cells of other parts of the body. In the next video, we'll be looking at the organelles, the structures that make up this neuron. Please don't forget to click on the subscription button, share this video, like and leave a comment on the comment section. See you next time. Until then, remain blessed.